Hey there! In this episode, I'm going to show you my bathroom remodel tips and value-adding tricks. Trust me, you're going to want all of this. I'm Erinn, an award-winning interior designer and real estate developer based in LA. I've done projects all over the country. In this episode, I'm going to show you my bathroom remodel tips and value-adding tricks. I'm really excited to show you the 4 bathrooms from this project. I'll show you how I took the bathrooms from this to this. Click the link in the description to download the floor plan and material palette so that you can follow along and take notes with the episode. This is going to help you understand the choices we made for the bathroom remodels and how you can apply those same decisions to your bathroom remodels. The key to a stunning bathroom remodel is the balance between form and function. You'll learn how to start and end material transitions in an elegant way. Oftentimes, a few inches of a material make a huge difference in a so-so bathroom or a fabulous one. This home had a master bath, kids bath, guest bath, and powder room. Of course, each bathroom serves a different purpose, and we made sure the design reflected that. You'll learn what choices to make when remodeling a bathroom so that it functions correctly for yourself, your kids, and your guests. Let's get started. So when designing a suite of bathrooms in a home, they don't all have to look the same. For this project, I wanted each bathroom to have its own personality, yet it feels somewhat consistent as you go space to space. So we used a lot of a similar vanity stain, sometimes similar vanity details or hardware, but each bathroom really had its own personality and materials. We kept everything fairly neutral. We wanted to go with a really simple, beachy, easy, natural, organic palette, and then layer in some more sophisticated details, beautiful hardware, interesting lighting, and then leaves a lot of room for fun accessories and bold, colorful flowers seasonally. Anytime you're doing a powder room, you really want to make it feel special. I always like to think of them as little jewel boxes, and they should have their own personality and really be kind of a fun surprise when you open that door. Most of them are very small spaces, so it's nice to kind of really deck them out top to bottom. This powder room was actually a pretty good size, and one of my favorite moves to do in a powder room is to do a beautiful floating complete stone vanity, which is what we did here. Wall to wall with a really beautiful thick edge in a gorgeous dramatic marble. I mean, if you start there, your bathroom is definitely gonna look amazing. We came around this with wood wainscoting, a custom paneling design that we did. We painted it a really soft blue-gray to give it a little bit of personality. And I also hid some additional storage and created a little cabinet in that same wainscoting design behind the door. If you have a floating vanity like that, it generally lacks any kind of storage space, so you often want to find another place to put additional toilet paper, tissues, candles, etc. I love to have natural light in a bathroom whenever possible, but with this space, it was an interior space and we couldn't get a window in there. So we really wanted to make sure that every inch of the bathroom felt special. We did a beautiful wallpaper, we have some vintage drop lighting in the corner, and chose to do the sink off center, which I think is much more chic and interesting than always putting everything exactly in the center of the space. When you do a move like that, you want to make sure that you do line up everything really nicely. We have wall mount faucet here, which is another favorite look in a powder room. And they kind of have a little industrial flair, which I think makes it more interesting. The sconces are a really simple kind of milk glass look, a little vintage, which kind of ties together with that industrial faucet without going too overboard into that trend. When it comes to art and accessories in a bathroom, play it up. Stick with your 3-color palette. Make sure that everything you bring in really ties together the choices that you've made and layers in more texture and a little more interest. When you're working with a powder room like this that doesn't have any natural light, oftentimes if you do a frosted glass door, there will be some natural light filtering in from other spaces, which was totally the case here. So instead of having a wall above the door and a solid door, I chose to have a frosted glass transom at the top, so that's a window at the very top, and then a frosted glass door. So even during the day, if you come into this space, you will get some natural light coming into the area. Anytime you can cheat and do a little trick like that where you can get some natural light into a room, even if it's a closet or a hallway or anything, it always makes a big difference. Anytime you're doing a kid's bath, I think you want to have it be light and bright and happy, but it doesn't have to be childish, especially if you're going to live in that house for a while and the kids are going to grow up. So I like to do a bathroom that can be pretty simple, and you could layer in fun colors and toys or a playful shower curtain, but once they're over that, you can easily swap out something a little more sophisticated and you don't feel like you have to retile or, redo some crazy wallpaper choice that you made. With this bathroom, we started with the beautiful floor tile. I love the look. It's like a faux terrazzo. Big tiles from Ann Sachs, which is one of my favorite tile vendors. We layered on top of that look with that kind of natural beachy pebble vibe and did a really simple porcelain Carrara look in the shower and a really pretty quartzite stone on the countertop to give it a little bit more color, because even if you're doing a mostly white bathroom, everything doesn't have to be white. That's when it starts to look really generic and honestly a bit flat. So I like to bring in as much warmth as possible. So you see with this vanity design that we did it in a really beautiful light natural walnut color. The wood is bleached and then finished to get the red out, and it gives you a little bit more of a clean, clear color to the stain. Less red is always better. So bleaching the wood is a really important move if you're doing an oak or a walnut vanity to achieve those lighter, more gray toned stains. The mirrors in here and the accents, we brought in a deep oil rubbed bronze to give it a little bit of pop. I love contrast in a neutral space, so anytime you can bring in a darker finish in the metal versus just more silver, which really kind of just reads white, I think it's nice. The wallpaper we did in here is a vinyl. Very important in a bathroom where it gets steamy and hot is to not have a paper-based wall covering. You want to go with something that is very durable, and the vinyls are also really cleanable, so you don't see those watermarks that you might see if you go with more of a paper-based wall covering. I generally like to do shower doors in all of my bathrooms, but the homeowner here didn't want a shower door for the kids. She wanted to have a shower curtain, so it was really simple and easy to use. So we chose this curved rod because when you're in the shower, it's really nice to have that curtain not right up on you. And so the curved rod gives you a little bit more space when you're in the shower. I think it also adds a little interest and is a little more unique of a choice. I like to hang my shower curtains up as high as possible. It's also something really easy to sew and have a custom length shower curtain made. You can put it all the way up at the ceiling and have an 8 or 9 or 10 foot shower curtain, which actually looks really cool. For this guest bath, it's really the powder room on the first floor of this home. So I wanted it to be really easy to use and have a nice big long vanity. So we had to move it from where it was before. I hate tiny little vanities. Like, it makes no sense. I'd rather have a small shower and a huge vanity than a huge shower and a tiny vanity. Especially in a guest bath, you're gonna want to have flowers and beautiful hand towels and a candle and gorgeous soaps and room to have all of those decorative accents. And when you have this much space on each side of your sink, you can't really make it pretty. So thinking about that with your guest bath design is really important. If you can redesign the bathroom to get a big, long, beautiful vanity, it makes such an impact in the space. Because this isn't a daily use shower, we just did a fixed glass panel and no door. If this is something that is just occasionally going to get used, I don't really think there's a need to put a big shower door on it, and it makes it feel a little less like a bathroom and a little bit more like a powder room. With this space, we chose a really beautiful natural porcelain tile. It looks like organic stone, which I quite like, and did that on the walls. Brought in a textured wallpaper for the vanity wall to give it a little bit more fun, and then a big, beautiful round mirror. With everything else being very rectangular, very linear, lots of hard lines in this space, I chose a really curvaceous light and a really beautiful round mirror to kind of break up all of those hard lines. If you're doing a bathroom design like a guest bathroom, you can be a little bit more relaxed on your lighting scheme. This bathroom doesn't need perfect symmetrical light for shaving or makeup because it's rarely getting used. And so here we could do an off-center pendant to give it a little bit more fun and interest, a little more unique vibe when your guests use it. And you have a window lighting you from the other side. So during the day, you really will get even light. And at night, it's a little bit more moody and cool. In this entire project, we used my collection with Baldwin, Hollywood Hills by Erinn V, on the doors, and then brought in the dark accents and that gorgeous oil rub bronze finish with all of the windows. So you get that nice dark tailoring and bringing in some of the fixtures in oil rub bronze, mixing it with some brass, really brings a nice kind of mix of metals to the space. Master bathrooms should always be dramatic. I like to opt for the best, most impactful look you can possibly get, while staying timeless and sophisticated. So although those might sound like a little bit of a contradiction, I think it can be easily achieved with the materials that you use. For this bathroom, we chose a really beautiful stone slab and wrapped that on 2 walls around the space. Of course, that master shower wall bleeding into the vanity needed to be really amazing. We did a huge master shower here and carried that stone around both of the walls so that when you walk in, you really feel the impact of it. But then I changed and did a much lighter, more subtle quartzite on the countertop so that it wasn't feeling like kind of 70s matchy-matchy. We did a beautiful freestanding tub to contrast against that stone and a long custom vanity. I think a mistake that I see in most master bathrooms is they do very small vanities. So you really want to max out the counter space you can get. I'd much rather see just 1 sink and much more counter space than a double sink and no place to put anything. I mean, the odds of somebody being there at the exact time you both need to be using the faucet is pretty low. So having smaller sinks can also be a way to just achieve more counter space. I always laugh when I walk into bathrooms and they have these massive sinks. Like, who needs that? What are you doing in that sink? It's pretty easy to get by with a very small bathroom sink, but it's not easy to get by with no counter space. So always opt for more counter space in any bathroom design, please. I love this freestanding bathtub from Kohler. It's one of my favorite shapes. They make great products and I use them in a lot of our spaces. And this tub particularly, I think has such a cool little bevel to the bottom. It really brought in a little bit more of an interesting shape to the space than just a big oval. And if you're doing a freestanding tub, you really need to think about where you're gonna put stuff, because although they're beautiful and sculptural, where do you put the candles? Where do you put your towels? Where do you reach your bath salts or anything decorative and beautiful or functional? So for this bathroom, we went with a really cool carved African drum stool. I like to layer in those very ethnic, handmade feeling pieces in a very sleek, modern space so that it doesn't feel like it's just one trick. It's really nice to have that layer come in and give it a little bit of sense of casual elegance. We've also brought in additional little baskets, rolled towels in those so that you can easily access your towels from the tub, and it looks beautiful. It gives you that hotel feeling. So always opt to really max out your accessories in a master bath, because it's very easy to have it be kind of ordinary and just hang some towels on the wall. But why not roll them in a really cool basket? It just adds so much more fun and personality to a space. This bathroom has a big window, and for privacy, you of course want to have a shade on it, but I like to go for a top-down, bottom-up shade in any bathroom, pretty much almost anywhere. Anyway, because the beauty of a top-down, bottom-up is that you can lower it and so you see out on top, but you still retain privacy where you need it. And so you don't have to block off all the view and all the light in a bathroom just to have privacy. So if you're looking to do your window coverings in your bathroom space, or often in a hallway, I see people have shades down and maybe they have beautiful treetops and sky they could be appreciating, but they want to block and have some privacy. So top-down, bottom-up shades are a great way to achieve both. With this master bath, we went with a polished nickel finish on all of the fixtures. I think nickel is such a beautiful tone, much better than chrome, which can get very cold and very blue. Nickel is a much warmer metal, and so particularly when you're layering it with light taupe stones or soft shades in the bathroom materials that you've chosen, nickel is a really pretty way to get a little bit of extra sparkle. Another pet peeve of mine in bathrooms is toilet rooms with no windows and no light. Like, when do you ever want to have to turn the lights on during the day? I never do. I love natural light. It makes such a difference. And this toilet room was completely enclosed. So what we did is we ripped out that wall and put in a frosted glass wall. So not only is the door glass, the entire wall is glass. It adds a really cool design element to the bathroom, but it's super functional because you never have to worry about turning on the light during the day. Anytime you can get light into a small space with a skylight or just a better choice of doors and materials, it's really a good way to go. This bathroom had an existing kind of little additional shelving space, but they hadn't styled it out very well. So whenever I have bookshelves or an additional linen cabinet in a bathroom, I really like to have it coordinate and look more finished, like the custom vanity. If you're going to build a custom home or you're just renovating your own space and you want it to feel truly custom, it's those little touches that really make a difference. So you'll notice we put the same stone in as you find on the bathroom vanity. Same hardware as well, and then styled out those shelves so that it feels more like a hotel than just a functional workspace. Big mirrors are always a great way to go in a bathroom too. I always opt for height. It adds drama anytime you can, especially with this beautiful slab stone going all the way up floor to ceiling. You want to have some very tall, dramatic mirrors. I'd much rather see a skinny but very tall mirror in a bathroom than a short, wide one. So always opt for height in anything you do in the bathroom or in the kitchen. Bigger the better, with drapery, with tile, with your mirrors, with your windows. That really makes a big statement in the space. Thanks for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, please like the video below and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to click the bell to be notified when a new episode comes out, as well as leave a question or a comment. You can check out some of my other episodes and tutorials here to learn about how to design or build a wonderful home. If you'd like to check out my complete kitchen design and remodeling, bathroom design and remodeling, and interior design and remodeling courses, visit my website, erinnvdesign.com. Also, follow me on Instagram at erinnvstyle.